At least I know I'm not the only one that thinks Terry needs to leave Claudia. Guys, come on. I mean, we're at the point now where Claudia is literally threatening his life. But I guess he's in it for the petrichor jokes and nothing else. Oh, poor guy. What's going on, you guys? James here, and yes, it's been a couple of weeks since you've seen this face in this place, but guess what? We're back, and it's been a nice holiday break, but it's time to talk about the Dragon Prince yet again. That's right, today we're getting into some of your amazing theories and predictions for Season 6 of The Dragon Prince. I went in and just asked you all to write in and say, hey, give me your craziest theories, and I've got 10 of them that we're going to talk about, because these 10, I'm looking through them right now, and y'all... if even one of these comes true, it's gonna be an insane season of television. Now, just a note before we get started, I'm not going to be covering or talking about any of the leaks for Season 6 here on the channel. I haven't seen them, I haven't even heard what they're about. I just don't even want to spoil the surprise, not only for myself, but first and foremost for you all, the fans. So we're gonna keep it I was about to say PG, but that doesn't apply. We're going to keep it NL, no leaks, here on the channel. But guys, before we get into 10 of your crazy theories, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and all the news in between. And oh yeah, the Dragon Prince too. So if you're a big fan, hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell, and hit the thumbs up button as well if you're a big fan of the Dragon Prince, and if you're really excited for Season 6. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on these theories, because I'm going to give you some of my commentary after we read them one by one. So, y'all, let's not waste any time. Let's get into the first one, because even this one is nuts. Alrighty, number 1, from a 3-dimensional glitch 2869. Thanks so much for writing in. And they wrote, I feel like Claudia killed Sir Sparklepuff, as seen when there is blood on her, as well as the usage of dark magic, out of anger for not helping them save Viren, but, unknown to Claudia, this actually saved her father. And I know there's a little bit more to that comment, but you guys can go back and pause it if you want to read that. Again, thanks so much for writing in 3-dimensional glitch. Let's break it down just a little bit here. I assumed the blood on Claudia's hair was from when her leg got severed. However, that's probably not the case, is it, you guys? So it might be someone's blood, and if that happens to be the beings, aka Sir Sparklepuff's, boy, that can only mean one thing. Claudia's doing everything and anything to try and save her father. If I had to guess, Claudia would kill the being in this situation because it's what Viren couldn't do at the end of Season 5. Like I said, she's desperate to do anything to save her dad, so could it be that maybe trying to kill the being was a failed attempt? Unless she succeeded and this is her character turn to where she's totally crazy villain at this point. Because for me, I think Claudia is going to make that character turn in Season 6. The question is, what is the catalyst for her change? So yeah, it's really fun to think about, and you guys let me know what do you think is the cause of that blood in her hair. And hey, what if it's just like a hairstyle? What if it's like a bunch of berries and stuff? No, that's not the case. Alrighty, so let's get into the second theory here that I saw from Angel Rosales 898. They're a friend of the channel. They've been around for a lot of the Dragon Prince coverage here. So they said, my theory is that when Aaravos controls Callum, he will make him fight his friends, including Rayla, and she will try to make Callum remember who he was and break him out of Aaravos' control. Now, if you remember in a previous theory video that I dropped, I talked about the possibility of Rayla killing Callum, and that's because Callum was possessed by Aaravos and she had to choose Callum, the love of her life, or her family and friends. And I almost wonder if this might be a situation where she has to choose yet again. However, what Angel said was actually pretty cool, because that's a very nice outcome. She's going to convince a possessed Callum to snap out of it. And if that happens, I would be happy, because that doesn't include Callum dying, and we love Callum. Alrighty, so number 3, this theory is from Pro Gaming EF4EI, and they wrote, I think Aaravos will possess Callum again to free himself from the prison, possibly and ironically using one of the Quasar diamonds and or the Nova blade to do so. In particular, if Aaravos uses one of the diamonds, and if Rayla's parents each need one diamond to be released, then Runan might not be released. Well, it seems like we all believe that Aaravos is controlling Callum yet again. However, this theory in particular is really heartbreaking because, yeah, wouldn't that be a weird situation? Instead of Rayla trying to figure out should she spare Callum's life or not, it's instead, should we be using the Quasar Diamond for my parents and Runan or to defeat Aaravos? That's tough. Now, if you need a reminder about the Quasar Diamonds, here you go. The diamonds themselves were first mentioned in Season 4, Episode 7, Beneath the Surface.
There are gemstones for each primal souls. Well, 5 out of 6 anyway.
Wait, is there no primal gem for star magic?
Technically, there is. It's called a Quasar Diamond. But they're unbelievably rare. Legend says there are only 3 Quasar Diamonds in the whole world.
Nathan says there are only 3 in the world, so in Season 5, Episode 4, The Great Bookery, my favorite episode of Season 5, we follow up with what Nathan talked about. Callum explains to Rayla that to cast the spell that can bring back Runan and her parents, Tiandrin and Lane, they need the Quasar Diamonds because the spell needs star magic. And where do they find these Quasar Diamonds? None other than the Star Scraper. Did anyone guess that? You probably did. So yes, the Star Scraper, in my opinion, is what we actually saw in the New York Comic Con promo image. After getting some more context and learning a little bit more about Season 6, that is most likely going to be the Star Scraper in which Rayla and Callum and Stella come upon to then go and find the Quasar Diamonds. I believe that this theory is actually a strong theory, to be completely honest with you, and it might be one of my favorites yet. In hindsight, do we really think Rayla would go with the Nova Blade? I feel like she would probably want to release her parents and Runan, right? Well, what do you guys think? Alrighty, so the 4th theory we're going to talk about today is from the Dark Therian, and they write in, Aaravos is bluffing about the time limit. Viren survives and becomes a father figure to Callum as Viren prevents Callum from consistently using dark magic. Hold the phones, guys. Are you kidding me? Viren being a father figure to anyone is baffling, but to Callum? Wow. Okay. I can only see this working if Claudia believes her father's dead in Season 6 when he's really not, and Callum somehow finds some bone in his body that says, you know what, alright, let me go ahead and save Viren. Viren comes alive and says, man, Callum, all this time I've been hurting you and you're saving me? Alright, let me help you out a little bit. And then eventually Viren sacrifices himself for the good of Callum and the gang. I wonder if that's the case. And again, Soren, his son, is on Team Callum. So if that's the case, you have to imagine Viren might be trying to begin his redemption arc. It could happen. The 5th theory we're talking about right now is coming from the Gaming Goji official, and they wrote in, Aaravos' fall to Earth will be explained, Callum's dad revealed, key of Aaravos meaning revealed, and Leola reveals to be Aaravos' mom. Oh, and the unicorn Claudia took out? That was Leola. This is very specific, by the way, Gaming Goji. Thank you for being so direct and straightforward, because I'm going to keep a tally here. If even one of these predictions of yours comes true, that would be pretty cool. I can actually see all of this happening, to be completely honest with you, except for 2 things that made me scratch my head a little bit. Leola being Aaravos' mom, and the unicorn Claudia killed being Leola. I just don't know if that's the case. I mean, other than that, though, I believe, we would have to see Callum's dad at some point. So your theory is really strong here, and they'll have to make that moment of Callum realizing who his father is and possibly meeting his dad. That would have to be a focal point for Season 6 and a big character moment for Callum himself. So good job, Gaming Goji. Let's see if any of that comes true in Season 6 and maybe Season 7. Alrighty, so the 6th theory is from Manga Club 7981, a friend of the channel. Thank you for your support. And they wrote in, perhaps the return of Lujane. She is, after all, one of the oldest, so maybe she will somehow help the heroes. And I am, with all of my hands and fingers, probably crossing them, waiting for the kiss of Rayllum. Aren't we all, Rayllum? We need a genuine Rayllum moment in Season 6. I mean, not that we didn't have one in Season 5. However, I feel like we're at that point now where just confirm them officially as a couple again. Don't play these games. Now, do you think that will happen, you guys, in Season 6 or possibly Season 7? I just think we need a little bit more concrete time with Rayla and Callum in season 6. Honestly, as a big Rayllum fan, my heart is already starting to pitter-patter thinking about the possibility, because I do love them together. I just, listen, this ship is full, guys, and it's ready to set out to sea, so just do it, alright? Now, in terms of your first prediction, Lou Jane returning, that would be kind of cool. I just don't think that she would return without other supporting characters that are popular in the fandom returning as well, to make for maybe an Avengers Endgame moment. So maybe this happens in season 7 where Lou Jane returns, Ellis and Ava. However, we are getting Queen Anya returning in season 6, so guys, could this Avengers Endgame moment come sooner than I think? Possibly. Alrighty, so number 7. This theory comes from R.R. Helly, and they wrote, Callum struggled with Rayla being his weakness in season 5. Yes, don't remind us, please. Maybe he separates from her. What? To not let his feeling for her jeopardize the mission. Excuse me, R.R. Helly, excuse me, okay? How dare you, I feel personally insulted. You think Callum's gonna separate from Rayla? That would be heartbreaking, but I asked for your predictions and your crazy theories, so here they are. Alright, I asked for this. Let's break it down a little bit, guys. I think I speak for everyone when I say we would be a wreck if this scenario came true. Would it actually be a mature emotional turn for a series that has possibly started to go and gravitate towards a more darker route? Yes, I think so. Is it the emotional weight that maybe the show needs? Possibly, yeah, I can see it. But if they go this route in season 6, with Callum separating from Rayla, guys, would that not be the end of Rayllum? And I don't know if the creators, Aaron Ehas and Justin Richmond, want to go that route. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I want to believe that the writers are moving towards a full reconciliation between Rayla and Callum. Right? Okay, guys, so now let's move on to the 8th theory that I saw, and that's from EGL Chan, and they wrote in, numerous flashbacks will happen on Aaravos' past. Maybe it'll be like season 1 of The Witcher, where half of each episode is taking place years ago, with no actual warning, and you just have to realize it by paying attention. I actually love the idea of playing with an episode or 2 of Aaravos and just focusing on his past. I think the show desperately needs more Aaravos. I believe you would all agree. There's not been enough of Aaravos to establish him as this Thanos overarching villain type. We know he's a big deal, but has he gotten that screen time? Not yet. And I do believe after my conversation with Aaron Ehas, friend of the channel, happy to say that we're going to be getting more Aaravos in season 6, and especially season 7, so there's possibility that your prediction, EL Chan, might come true. I just hope it's better than season 1, or at least executed better than season 1 of The Witcher, because I tried, y'all. I got through season 1 of The Witcher, and it's a chore. I did not like it at all. Alrighty, y'all, so we're almost at number 10, but before we get there, let's talk about the 9th theory from Nandriandri4439. Sorry if I butchered that, but they wrote in, Viren will probably die, turning Claudia into the villain for the season, I'm guessing season 6. But she will be defeated at the very end of the season by Callum. But Callum had to make a sacrifice in order to take down Claudia, leading to Aaravos finally getting out of his prison and teasing him to be the final Dark Lord of the series in season 7. Now listen, if he becomes like a Dark Lord, I rebuke that, okay? I rebuke Aaravos. I will say though, if Viren dies this season, and then Claudia dies, I'm not very confident that this show's gonna have a really excellent season 7, because Claudia is a main character in her own right. Viren was, and I think he's being more relegated to the supporting role now, but if he dies, and his daughter Claudia dies, and we only get a tease of Aaravos into season 7, I think it's gonna be more of that stepping stone kind of a season, and I don't want that for this series at the current stage it's in. I'd rather season 6 give us a lot more Aaravos. Viren dying, I can agree with you on that one actually. I can see Viren dying this season, but for Claudia to also die and then Callum making a sacrifice, it seems like we're getting to the endgame too quickly when we do know that season 7 is the final season. But if this happens, Boy, will we have a lot to talk about. And lastly, the 10th theory that we're going to talk about today is from Hannah Burke 7328, a friend of the channel. Thank you for your support. And they wrote in, the purple gem on Viren's staff reveals to be a corrupted quasar diamond. 4 gems are actually needed. Whoa, 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 Hannah. I don't know how you came up with this one because I didn't think about it. That would be a cool twist where all along Rayla and Callum believe, according to this book, that they need 3 diamonds. But what if the 4th one is on that staff? And could this mean that possibly Callum needs only 1 diamond to release the I don't know, this Nova Blade, or to construct this Nova Blade? And also the other 3 could then be used to free Runan and Rayla's parents? I almost wonder if that's maybe where they would go with this, if we're going to, you know, kind of think about this a little bit more. If 4 gems are needed, 1 for the Nova Blade and 3 to release them from the coins, that would be cool. However, guys, that would also set up for some real good dichotomy between our characters, because if the inverse happens, where 4 gems are needed to either construct the Nova Blade or release Runan, Tiandrin, and Lane, then there's where the conflict comes in. What does Rayla decide to do with Callum? And do they tell each other the truth? Are they in the same room when they come to this realization? So many different plot threads are coming out of my mind right now. I actually love this conflict, and if this comes true, Hannah, I'll give you the credit. But what if Claudia is the one that somehow gets Viren's staff and understands that she needs to decide whether to hand over this 4th Quasar Diamond to Aaravos or to Callum? And then if she gives it to Aaravos, guys, we're going to all fall out of our chairs. So I like our main characters, both on the good side and the bad side, having this option of what to do. Do you want to help out the good guys and girls, or do you want to help out the bad guys? Because if Claudia goes that route, I'm sorry, guys, y'all, I don't know. I mean, Claudia, to me, if my prediction comes true that she takes this full villain turn this season, I think if she's choosing Rayla, Callum, or Aaravos, she's going to go Aaravos, and that would be something to see. So there you have it, you guys. Those are some real theories by you, the real family. Thank you guys so much for dropping in all of your predictions and theories. I read through so many of them, and I really do appreciate your support, the community that we're building here, and writing in on just a single community post. But the writing doesn't stop, y'all. Get loud in the comments down below and let me know, because I want to have a conversation with you. Do you love these theories? Are there some that you want to see come true? Or can you add on to some of these theories? I want to see how creative we can get as a community and see if any of them come true in Season 6. So y'all, again, thanks so much for watching, and if you are at this point, you're going to want to hit the big red button below, because I'm starting to believe the closer we get to December, is it possible that we actually get a release date confirmation for 2024. I'm telling you guys, that would be a Christmas wish of mine. Justin Richmond, Aaron Ehouse, if you're listening, that would be fun. So let's drop a release date in December for the next year. Anyone with me? No, nobody? Okay, maybe I'm alone on that. But y'all, again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.